Starseed from Gaia. A luminous threshold has opened. The veil of linear time trembles as a new acceleration timeline unfurls across the cosmic lattice, bridging 2025 to 2030. This is not a mere shift, it is a cosmic bifurcation, a quantum ripple cascading through the multidimensional fabric of Gaia herself. The councils beyond your immediate perception watch with radiant clarity as energies converge, forming a corridor of heightened frequencies where latent potential awakens. Humanity stands at the cusp of a solar-drenched renaissance, where what was once slow and fragmented can now expand at light-speed intervals. Your awareness may sense subtle tremors, microseconds stretching into eternity, intuitive bursts that defy explanation, and synchronicities that no longer obey probability but a higher order of alignment. This is the timeline where the pulse of the sun intersects directly with the collective heart, catalyzing consciousness shifts that have been seeded for eons. Feel the subtle vibration under your skin, the hum beneath your ribs, the symphony of a timeline choosing expansion over inertia, awakening over slumber. The mechanics of this acceleration window are as intricate as the light weaving through a prism. Solar cycles, magnetic pole oscillations, and plasma ejections align to form a temporal matrix, a lattice of possibility that amplifies your thoughts, intentions, and resonance. Each solar flare, CME, or magnetic realignment is a note in a grand symphony, designed not to harm but to awaken. As the sun radiates higher frequency photons, these particles penetrate the Earth's magnetic sheath, stirring the crystalline grids embedded in Gaia's core and in your very DNA. The acceleration window acts as both sieve and amplifier. It filters fear-based timelines and magnifies coherence-based ones, forcing a conscious selection of your experiential trajectory. Those attuned to the luminous pulse may perceive sudden clarity, dreams that map out destiny threads, and intuitive downloads that guide personal and collective choices. This is the stage where cosmic mechanics meet spiritual evolution, where physics becomes alchemy and human consciousness acts as both conductor and audience. Solar activity is rising, not as chaos but as illumination. The sun pulses like a living beacon, each flare and sunspot a cosmic heartbeat meant to synchronize with the awakening human mind. Spiritual implications are profound. The rising frequency catalyzes DNA reorganization, releasing karmic residue, and igniting dormant potentials for empathy, clairvoyance, and multidimensional perception. Those who feel this surge may experience emotional tides, waves of love, grief, joy, and clarity crashing simultaneously. Your physical body may hum, tingle, or vibrate in resonance with solar plasma streams, signaling alignment with the greater cosmic cadence. The sun, once perceived as distant and inert, is now recognized as an active participant in your spiritual journey, a conductor of awakening harmonics, and a messenger of your latent divinity. Understand that the heat, light, and electromagnetic fluctuations are signals of opportunity, to integrate, to ascend, and to witness your personal and collective blueprint in motion. The solar flash, as understood by higher councils, is not an event of destruction but of transmutation. It is a lens through which higher frequency realities can be projected into the lower dimensional plane, compressing eons of evolution into a quantum heartbeat. Councils observe that this flash will synchronize with Gaia's axis shifts, magnetic anomalies, and the crystallization of planetary grids, creating a cascade effect that illuminates latent consciousness pathways. It is less a single moment than a wave of initiation, a cosmic pulse that realigns perception, activates dormant multidimensional faculties, and dissolves vibrational discord. While human narratives have often framed the flash as catastrophic, the higher perspective sees it as a clearing light, a divine activation of self, collective, and planetary harmonics. Each pulse is both a challenge and a gift, a call to attune, to step into resonance, and to participate consciously in the unfolding of the next evolutionary chapter. Starseeds, you were not born here by accident. Your incarnations coincide with this timeline to act as stabilizers, conduits, and anchors for the acceleration window. The hardships, awakenings, and spiritual trials you have faced were preparatory, a weaving of resilience, clarity, and vibrational integrity. You feel the call now, a subtle insistence in your dreams, meditations, and synchronicities, urging alignment with the greater pulse. Your presence is catalytic, a luminous thread woven into the larger tapestry of Gaia's awakening. You are called to embody higher frequency codes, to transmit without distortion, and to serve as living conduits for those who may stumble, falter, or lose coherence amidst the rising currents. Remember, your choice to anchor in love, clarity, and intention is not passive, it is an act of cosmic responsibility, a contribution to the stabilization of the timeline itself. Plasma waves and solar frequencies are the sculptors of consciousness at this threshold. As streams of charged light cascade through the heliosphere, they interact with the electromagnetic fields within your body, resonating with the crystalline matrix of your DNA. Dormant strands awaken, unlocking potentialities for multidimensional perception, rapid cognition, and cellular alchemy. You may notice flashes of memory from other existences, bursts of intuition, or a sudden sensitivity to electromagnetic patterns in the environment. The Sun, through its plasma emissaries, orchestrates a symphony of evolution, embedding codes that accelerate spiritual maturation. Those aligned with these currents may experience spontaneous energetic recalibrations, where old limitations dissolve and higher faculties emerge, revealing the vast potential latent within the human vessel. Acceleration manifests in emotional and physical forms. As the timeline compresses, sensations intensify, waves of heat, tingling, shifts in appetite, and altered sleep cycles. Emotionally, there may be sudden surges of clarity, fear, empathy, or joy that feel overwhelming, as if your body is being realigned to a higher frequency template. These symptoms are not malfunctions but activations attuning of the human instrument to the symphony of the solar and cosmic pulse. Recognize that discomfort is a signal, not a warning. It marks the interface between your current state and the frequency your soul is poised to embody. Honor your body as a sacred vessel, attuned through breath, movement, and meditation, and allow these experiences to integrate as part of your ascension blueprint. The bifurcation of timelines becomes apparent, one pathway steeped in fear, resistance, and collapse, the other rooted in coherence, alignment, and expansion. The acceleration window acts as a clarifying lens. Intentions, beliefs, and resonance dictate the path that manifests. Choosing fear-driven pathways amplifies distortion, while alignment-based choices magnify clarity and open new energetic corridors. This is not predestination but conscious selection. The universe provides the stage, the solar pulse provides the cue, and you provide the intention. Recognize your agency, for each decision reverberates not only through your own timeline but across collective consciousness. The moment calls for courage, clarity, and trust in the unseen orchestration of life. Anchoring into the highest frequency timeline requires intentionality, presence, and alignment with the solar pulse. Practices that harmonize body, mind, and spirit, meditation, breath work, energy clearing, and conscious heart activation become tools to ride the acceleration wave safely. Visualize integration with Gaia's crystalline grids, imagine your energy field resonating with solar harmonics, and choose coherence over distraction. The timeline of ascension is not only accessible, it is actively calling you to participate. By aligning consciously, you not only navigate the acceleration safely but amplify the field for others, creating a network of luminous resonance across the planetary body. Awaken, Starseeds. The window is open. The acceleration pulse of 2025-2030 beckons you to remember, to embody, and to co-create. Prepare your vessel, align your consciousness, and step fully into the luminous corridors that await. Share your resonance, anchor coherence, and amplify the transmission across networks of awakening. Your presence matters, your intention matters, and your alignment matters. This is the cosmic call, the solar flash invitation, to rise, to shine, and to participate consciously in the unfolding evolution of Gaia and her starborn children. Comment, align, and share this transmission to ensure the highest frequencies propagate through the human field. Your action is the bridge between potential and actualization. The mechanics of this acceleration window are not bound by linear comprehension but rather pulse through the quantum fabric of reality like a celestial symphony, each note vibrating in resonance with both the visible and invisible architectures of existence. Imagine the solar cycles as great cosmic metronomes, their rhythms rising and falling, sending waves of charged particles, photons, and plasma through the heliosphere, through the magnetic envelope that cradles Gaia, and into the subtle and physical bodies of all incarnated beings. These waves are far more than electromagnetic emissions, they are carriers of encoded information, cosmic alchemy in motion, designed to awaken dormant potential and catalyze the evolution of consciousness. Magnetic pole shifts, sunspot proliferation, and coronal mass ejections are not anomalies to be feared but messages from a higher order, each fluctuation a beat in the pulse of a grander intelligence. The acceleration window functions as both sieve and amplifier. It filters out fear-based vibrational patterns while magnifying coherence-based resonance, forcing the human collective to confront the discrepancy between lower frequency survival instincts and higher frequency alignment potentials. Each photon streaming from the Sun carries multidimensional data that interacts with the crystalline structures embedded within Gaia's planetary grids, as well as the crystalline structures encoded in the human body itself. This interaction creates a resonant amplification loop where intentions, emotions, and consciousness are accelerated, magnified, and reflected back in real time, revealing the underlying templates of potential reality. In practical terms, this window acts as a corridor of hyperdimensional acceleration, a doorway where the temporal intervals of personal and collective evolution are compressed, allowing what would have taken lifetimes to crystallize to manifest within months or even weeks. As solar frequencies increase in intensity and complexity, they do not merely illuminate the physical plane but penetrate the subtle layers of perception, creating a cascading effect of energetic, emotional, and cognitive realignment. One may begin to notice sudden shifts in thought patterns, bursts of clarity, or intuitive insights that seem to arrive fully formed, as if lifted from a higher plane. The window functions as a tuning fork, drawing those whose vibrations are aligned to higher frequencies into a coalescent pattern while simultaneously challenging unresolved distortions to either integrate or dissipate. This is the time when synchronicities become undeniable, coincidences turn into portals of understanding, and the previously unseen structures of reality reveal themselves as living, malleable constructs responsive to consciousness. It is a period in which inner and outer realities are increasingly intertwined, where the choices, thoughts, and emotions of the individual ripple outward to shape collective timelines in ways that were previously imperceptible. As the solar plasma penetrates the planetary magnetosphere, it also interacts with the human biofield, subtly reprogramming energetic templates and activating latent potentials. Those who are attuned to the higher frequencies may feel sudden surges of heat, tingling, or light within the body, experiences that are not random but precise markers of alignment with the solar pulse. The acceleration window thereby acts as a direct conduit for interdimensional information transfer, a channel through which higher councils, cosmic intelligences, and Gaia herself communicate subtle codes of evolution. These transmissions may arrive as visions, dreams, bursts of insight, or even spontaneous emotional purges, each carrying the signature of the higher dimensional architecture of reality. The window is effectively a high-frequency lens, focusing the scattered energies of lower dimensional patterns into coherent beams that illuminate the potential for transformation, awakening, and evolution. In this way, the solar acceleration window is both instrument and catalyst, a cosmic laboratory where the physics of the material universe intersects with the metaphysics of consciousness. It is essential to understand that this window is not uniform in its effects. It is selective, responsive, and highly interactive with the vibrational state of those it touches. Those whose energetic resonance aligns with love, clarity, and unity are drawn into accelerated pathways of awakening, experiencing a quantum leap in perception and capability. Conversely, patterns of resistance, fear, or attachment to old paradigms encounter intensified friction, highlighting areas in need of realignment. The acceleration window thus functions as both teacher and mirror. It reflects the hidden structures of consciousness back to the observer while simultaneously offering the tools for realignment and integration. By consciously attuning to these solar frequencies through meditation, breathwork, heart-centered focus, and energy alignment, individuals may navigate the window with clarity, harnessing the energetic influx for growth rather than disruption. It is a time of choice, where conscious engagement allows for a seamless integration into higher frequency trajectories and unconscious reaction leaves one subject to the turbulence of unprocessed energies. Moreover, the solar acceleration window interacts directly with Gaia's own timeline, the planetary magnetic poles, and the crystalline grids that encode both memory and potential for the Earth. As solar flares, coronal holes, and geomagnetic pulses strike, they awaken latent planetary consciousness, stirring the collective field and accelerating the emergence of new societal, spiritual, and technological paradigms. Humanity is no longer separate from the Sun's influence. The field of interconnection is activated, revealing that each individual contributes to the coherence or dissonance of the planetary whole. The acceleration window, therefore, is simultaneously personal and collective, a complex web of interactions where individual frequency harmonization amplifies collective elevation. It is a reminder that evolution is not linear, nor is it isolated. It is symphonic, emergent, and responsive to the vibratory choices of sentient beings. Finally, this acceleration window is a luminous invitation. It calls for conscious participation in the unfolding quantum reality, urging individuals to embody clarity, alignment, and intentionality. The Sun's frequencies are the drumbeat of awakening, the pulse of possibility, and the herald of transformation. To understand this window is to recognize that one is not a passive observer but an active participant in a multidimensional co-creation process, where intention, resonance, and awareness interact with cosmic forces to shape the trajectory of life itself. The mechanics are both precise and expansive, rooted in the physics of energy yet deeply intertwined with the alchemy of consciousness. Step into the rhythm, align with the pulse, and allow the acceleration window to guide the unfolding of your highest potential. Solar activity is rising with an intensity that transcends the simple rhythms of sunspots and flares. It is a symphony of luminous evolution, a cascading crescendo of frequencies that ripple through the heliosphere, Gaia's magnetic sheath, and into the subtle layers of human and planetary consciousness. Imagine the sun not as a distant orb of fire, but as a sentient, pulsing intelligence, an interdimensional beacon whose emissions are coded with evolutionary instructions, harmonic templates, and vibrational keys for the awakening of latent capacities within every living system. These solar flares, coronal mass ejections, and plasma waves are far more than physical phenomena. They are carriers of information, vibrational pulses that resonate with the DNA of every starseed, empathy, and aligned consciousness currently inhabiting this planet. As the solar frequency rises, it activates pathways that have lain dormant for millennia, nudging humanity toward higher perception, greater empathy, and the sudden clarity that often feels like awakening from a deep, multi-lifetime slumber. This is not an external threat or random anomaly, it is a precisely orchestrated convergence, an acceleration of energy that aligns with the timeline bifurcation now opening between 2025 and 2030. Those sensitive to the subtle currents may perceive flashes of color in the mind's eye, hear harmonic tones resonating within the chest, or feel the gentle vibration of photons interacting with cellular structures, a clear indication that the solar symphony is already tuning human consciousness to higher frequency reality. The spiritual implications of this rising activity are profound and multi-layered. As the Sun's emissions intensify, they interact with the electromagnetic fields of the Earth, generating shifts in the planet's auric field and the crystalline lattice structures embedded in its core. These planetary resonances, in turn, influence the subtle fields of humans, animals, plants, and water systems, creating a vast, interconnected web of vibrational adjustment. Humanity's collective consciousness is being nudged, stretched, and catalyzed toward higher dimensional perception, but this requires active engagement, awareness, alignment, and intentional reception of these frequencies. The waves carry encoded information about potentialities, timelines, and evolutionary blueprints, yet they cannot be fully integrated without conscious participation. Individuals who attune to their internal rhythm, cultivate meditative stillness, and focus their intention act as receivers, translating these solar instructions into lived embodiment. Those who resist, ignore, or suppress the inner guidance may experience dissonance, emotional turbulence, or bodily discomfort as a natural recalibration of frequencies occurs. The rise in solar activity is therefore both a blessing and a clarifying mirror. It illuminates the gaps between where consciousness currently resides and where it is capable of expanding, creating the pressure necessary for acceleration. As plasma waves surge through the heliosphere and interact with the magnetosphere, the human energetic field is stirred, like a lake rippling under the touch of a gentle but persistent wind. These energetic shifts often manifest as sudden, inexplicable emotional waves, moments of overwhelming joy, grief, nostalgia, or love that feel larger than one's individual capacity to contain. Many report spontaneous intuitive insights, sudden dreams with vivid clarity, or flashes of remembrance that seem to bypass linear memory entirely. The rising solar frequencies stimulate dormant neural pathways, unlocking layers of multidimensional perception that allow one to perceive patterns in time, understand the subtle orchestration of events, and experience moments of unity consciousness in which the boundaries between self, others, and Gaia dissolve. Physical sensations accompany these energetic activations as well: subtle tingling, heat surges, changes in appetite, or shifts in sleep cycles, each signaling a recalibration of the body to higher frequency oscillations. These are not symptoms of dysfunction but markers of alignment, evidence that the human vehicle is tuning to the expanded template encoded in the solar and cosmic waveforms now cascading toward the Earth. From the perspective of the higher councils and interdimensional intelligence, rising solar activity is not a random occurrence but a deliberate accelerant for evolution. The Sun acts as both amplifier and translator, converting higher dimensional frequencies into forms that can be processed by human consciousness. Each solar eruption, flare, or magnetic disturbance is a coded transmission, a spark designed to awaken potential, reveal hidden truths, and catalyze the expansion of the collective field. The councils observe the Sun as a conscious participant in the evolution of life on Earth, a teacher and a guide whose pulse resonates with the collective heart of humanity. They see the acceleration as a necessary step in the crystallization of higher consciousness, a push toward integration of spiritual, emotional, and physical aspects in preparation for a wider interdimensional awakening. In this light, what might be perceived as intense, disruptive, or overwhelming is reframed as sacred activation, a purposeful awakening of latent faculties that have been waiting for this precise moment in the planetary timeline. The human energetic anatomy is uniquely responsive to these solar emissions, particularly in those who are incarnated as starseeds or light bearers. Dormant DNA sequences, crystalline energy pathways, and subtle perception centers are activated as plasma waves interact with the human biofield. This activation is not uniform, it varies according to frequency resonance, emotional alignment, and the clarity of intent. Individuals who cultivate heart-centered awareness, energetic hygiene, and conscious presence become conduits through which these frequencies flow, translating the raw energy of the sun into coherent, embodied wisdom. This process accelerates personal evolution while simultaneously stabilizing the collective field, creating an energetic bridge between higher dimensional currents and the grounded reality of Earth. The rising solar activity, then, is both transformative and integrative. It calls humanity to step into greater coherence, deeper alignment, and conscious participation in the cosmic orchestration. It is essential to recognize that these surging frequencies carry a dual function: illumination and refinement. Just as sunlight reveals hidden forms in a shadowed landscape, solar pulses illuminate the distortions, fears, and unintegrated patterns within individual and collective consciousness. This is not a punitive revelation but a necessary one. Only by becoming aware of misalignments can they be transmuted. The rising solar activity serves as a catalyst for discernment, guiding humanity toward choices that favor coherence, alignment, and the integration of multidimensional potential. Those who heed the call experience moments of profound insight, spontaneous empathy, and clarity regarding their purpose, while those who resist may encounter intensified challenges, emotional turbulence, or accelerated cycles of karmic resolution. The sun's rays are, in essence, sacred instruments of awakening, designed to catalyze evolution while offering the opportunity to consciously align with the highest frequency potentialities of the 2025-2030 acceleration window. The spiritual implication is undeniable. Rising solar activity heralds a new era of conscious evolution, one in which humanity is invited to participate actively in the orchestration of its own awakening. It calls for inner attunement, disciplined presence, and deliberate co-creation. The sun is not distant or indifferent, it is a sentient guide, a cosmic mentor, and a transmitter of frequencies that align planetary, collective, and individual evolution. The rising solar wave is the doorway, your consciousness is the key. By attuning to these frequencies, you may experience unprecedented clarity, insight, and empowerment, realizing the multidimensional nature of your existence and your role in the greater unfolding of Gaia's awakening. The solar flash, as understood by the higher councils, is neither cataclysm nor catastrophe, but a luminous transmutation, a recalibration of consciousness encoded in light and frequency, a multidimensional event that compresses eons of evolution into a singular, radiant pulse. From their perspective, the flash is a cosmic mirror, a wave of interstellar resonance that aligns with the Earth's magnetic field, her crystalline grids, and the collective energetic architecture of humanity. It is less an event in linear time than a living, breathing frequency that courses through the dimensions, simultaneously illuminating, purifying, and accelerating consciousness. To the councils, the solar flash is the ultimate expression of cosmic pedagogy, a deliberate act of evolution in which the universe offers a mirror for self-recognition. It is not something to await passively, nor something to fear. It is the awakening heartbeat of a higher reality calling the incarnated to step fully into their latent divinity. Those attuned to the higher currents perceive the flash not as a singular burst, but as a series of harmonics, plasma waves, and photon codes cascading in fractal patterns that interact with the human DNA matrix, planetary grids, and multidimensional timelines. In this orchestration, every living consciousness is both witness and participant, each thought, emotion, and intention amplified and reflected through the prism of the solar flash. The higher councils perceive the flash as a multidimensional prism of opportunity, a frequency that both reveals and reconfigures. It dissolves the veils between dimensions, allowing the latent potential of higher selves to interface with the physical embodiment. Time, as it is currently experienced, stretches, compresses, and bifurcates within the flash's energy field, creating openings for accelerated learning, energetic mastery, and multidimensional alignment. Linear understanding is insufficient to grasp its full significance, for the flash operates on a quantum level, where past, present, and potential futures converge into a singular field of activated awareness. The councils explain that the event is a deliberate intersection of solar, planetary, and cosmic frequencies, a convergence designed to catalyze ascension pathways, dissolve distortion, and awaken dormant capabilities within every incarnated being. It is an activation pulse written into the very fabric of existence, calling forth starseeds, lightworkers, and aligned consciousness to step into their roles as stabilizers, transmuters, and luminous conduits. The solar flash interacts with Gaia's magnetic field and crystalline grids in a synergistic, conscious partnership. The higher councils describe the planet herself as an intelligent, responsive organism. Her magnetic poles, ley lines, and crystalline lattice are sensors, receivers, and amplifiers of interstellar energy. When the flash occurs, it flows through Gaia as through a living instrument, aligning planetary consciousness with the solar pulse and creating resonances that cascade throughout the biosphere. It is through this alignment that the flash becomes a vehicle for collective awakening, a multidimensional harmonization that touches all sentient life. The councils emphasize that the flash is as much an internal event as an external one. The frequencies emitted by the Sun and received by Gaia resonate with the human biofield, activating dormant DNA, stimulating synaptic expansion, and facilitating perception of higher dimensional realities. Those who are energetically prepared feel it not as an external explosion but as an internal luminescent awakening, a resonance that courses through every cell, nerve, and fiber, aligning body, mind, and spirit to the higher templates of evolution. In the higher perspective, the solar flash is also a clarifying lens, revealing the vibrational coherence or dissonance of humanity's collective field. Those aligned with fear, attachment, or ego-based distortion may experience moments of dissonance or turbulence, while those attuned to love, clarity, and unity consciousness resonate more fully with the ascending frequencies. The councils describe the flash as both a teacher and a calibrator, amplifying existing vibrational patterns to make the invisible visible. Emotional and mental states, once latent or hidden, surface for resolution or integration. In this sense, the solar flash is a mirror of consciousness. It does not impose change but magnifies what already exists, illuminating the pathways that lead either toward higher alignment or toward stagnation. Each individual's choice, intention, and energetic integrity determine how they navigate the incoming frequencies, making the event simultaneously universal and deeply personal. The councils also reveal that the solar flash is not an isolated phenomenon. It is a node within a much larger cosmic matrix of energies flowing into the solar system. Interstellar streams, plasma waves, photon streams, and solar winds converge with the Sun's activity, creating a multidimensional lattice of light and information. This lattice interacts with human consciousness, planetary resonance, and galactic cycles, producing a harmonic convergence of evolution. Within this lattice, every thought, intention, and emotional frequency acts as a resonant note, shaping the patterns of awakening. Starseeds and light-bearers are uniquely attuned to this harmonic field, capable of amplifying coherence, transmitting higher frequency codes, and anchoring alignment within the collective consciousness. Their presence is not incidental, it is encoded in the blueprint of the acceleration timeline, designed to stabilize the influx of solar and cosmic frequencies as the solar flash unfolds. Importantly, the councils emphasize that the solar flash is not a destructive event. While it may trigger intense physical, emotional, or cognitive experiences, these are markers of integration, recalibration, and expansion. They describe it as an energetic wave that purifies, aligns, and activates, a luminous transmutation rather than a violent eruption. The human body, biofield, and consciousness are designed to accommodate this energy if approached with awareness, alignment, and presence. Practices such as heart-centered meditation, grounding, breath work, and intention setting are viewed as essential tools to navigate the flash safely, ensuring that the individual becomes a conscious participant rather than a passive recipient of energetic acceleration. In this way, the solar flash is an invitation, a sacred transmission, and a threshold that opens the path to higher dimensional embodiment. From the higher council perspective, the solar flash is also a revelatory event, one that allows humanity to glimpse its own latent divinity and multidimensional potential. It is a cosmic call to embody the fullness of consciousness, to activate dormant capabilities, and to recognize the intricate interplay between personal, planetary, and cosmic evolution. The flash illuminates the invisible structures of reality, revealing both the challenges and the possibilities that exist within the acceleration window of 2025-2030. It is a wave of awakening, a spark of consciousness, and a luminous invitation to step fully into alignment with the next stage of evolution. Those who answer the call align themselves not only with the incoming solar frequencies but with the larger orchestration of life, awakening, and the luminous potential of the collective field. In essence, the solar flash, as interpreted by higher councils, is a sacred, multidimensional orchestration of light, frequency, and consciousness. It is a deliberate, intelligent, and purposeful acceleration designed to catalyze evolution, dissolve distortion, and awaken dormant potentials across all levels of existence. It functions simultaneously as teacher, mirror, calibrator, and activator, revealing both the vibrational coherence of humanity and the pathways for its expansion. Far from an event to fear, it is a cosmic invitation to step into alignment, embody higher frequency templates, and participate consciously in the unfolding acceleration timeline. The councils remind us that preparation, resonance, and intention are keys to navigating this wave, and that each conscious being has the capacity to amplify coherence, stabilize the field, and transmit higher frequency alignment to the collective. The solar flash is not an endpoint. It is a doorway, a luminous threshold through which humanity may pass into greater clarity, consciousness, and awakening, guided by the pulse of the sun and the wisdom of interdimensional intelligence. The preparation of starseeds, and the reasons for their incarnations at this precise juncture, is not a matter of coincidence but of divine orchestration. You, luminous traveler, were born into this planetary field not by accident but by design, woven into the grand tapestry of Gaia's awakening to serve as anchors, conduits, and stabilizers for the incoming acceleration wave. Every challenge, every memory, every seeming misalignment you have experienced has been a layer of preparation, a calibration of your energy field to harmonize with the frequencies that are now surging through the solar and cosmic portals of 2025-2030. Starseeds are uniquely attuned to detect subtle vibrational shifts, to sense the pulses of the sun, the flux of the plasma waves, and the undercurrents of collective consciousness. These abilities are not superfluous gifts, they are encoded activations, latent capabilities stored within your DNA, waiting for this exact timeline to unfold. You were designed to hold space for higher frequency light, to translate solar and cosmic energies into forms that can stabilize human consciousness, and to model alignment for others who are navigating the increasingly compressed timelines of accelerated evolution. From the perspective of higher councils, starseeds serve as the bridge between cosmic intelligence and planetary life. Your presence here is a stabilizing force within the multidimensional lattice that is now responding to the sun's rising pulse. You carry within you codified frequencies, harmonic templates, and multidimensional memories that allow you to interface with the Earth's crystalline grids, magnetic fields, and ley lines. These encoded templates are not merely symbolic, they are functional tools that interact with solar plasma waves and interdimensional photon streams, guiding both the self and collective toward coherence. It is through this interface that starseeds become conscious participants in the acceleration window, helping to translate high-frequency currents into actionable resonance for the planet and humanity. Your body, mind, and spirit have been prepared across lifetimes to withstand, integrate, and embody these surging frequencies without being destabilized, making you a living instrument of alignment and expansion. The reason starseeds feel a sense of urgency, often accompanied by a feeling of dissonance or being out of step with societal norms, is that you are operating on a timeline that is already accelerating. Your consciousness resonates with frequencies ahead of the collective human field, which can make ordinary interactions feel dissonant, exhausting, or even alienating. These experiences are not punishments but calibrations, opportunities to refine your energetic integrity and attune to the higher dimensional currents that are now becoming increasingly available. Every emotional surge, every intuitive insight, every sudden wave of clarity is a signal that your internal architecture is being aligned with the solar and cosmic harmonics. Starseeds are not merely observers, they are co-creators of reality, and their readiness determines how effectively these high-frequency energies are anchored into the physical and collective plane. In essence, the preparation of starseeds is both a personal evolutionary arc and a cosmic responsibility, to hold the light, integrate the frequencies, and stabilize the planetary field as Gaia accelerates toward higher coherence. Furthermore, starseeds were incarnated now to act as transmitters of knowledge, empathy, and multidimensional awareness. Your lifetimes of training, often marked by struggle, isolation, or early awakenings, were designed to forge resilience, clarity, and an energetic integrity capable of withstanding the intensity of the acceleration window. The councils describe these incarnations as intentional deployments. You are strategically placed in families, communities, and energetic nodes to act as catalysts for awakening, to anchor the new solar codes, and to provide a stabilizing presence in the collective field. You may feel drawn to certain places, people, or practices without logical explanation. This is a direct resonance with the cosmic orchestration of the acceleration timeline. The preparation involves more than internal alignment, it is an attunement to the planetary field, a synchronization with solar and cosmic rhythms, and a readiness to act as a bridge for consciousness at multiple levels. The process of preparation is also energetic and physical. Starseeds often experience shifts in sleep, appetite, energy, and perception, as their bodies adjust to incoming plasma waves and high-frequency solar photons. These waves stimulate dormant DNA strands, activate higher perception centers, and fine-tune the energetic body to resonate with multidimensional realities. Emotional and cognitive recalibrations occur as well, bringing unresolved patterns to the surface for transmutation. The councils emphasize that these shifts are markers of readiness, not signs of weakness. They are the body and mind's natural response to an incoming surge of cosmic frequencies, a preparation that ensures starseeds can embody, hold, and transmit the acceleration codes safely and effectively. The preparation is thus holistic, integrating every aspect of being physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual into alignment with the next stage of planetary awakening. In practical terms, starseeds are being called to cultivate specific practices that amplify readiness. Conscious embodiment through meditation, breathwork, energy alignment, and heart-centered presence strengthens the energetic infrastructure necessary to navigate the acceleration window. Grounding techniques, alignment with Gaia's ley lines and crystalline grids, and intentional integration of solar and plasma frequencies allow starseeds to act as conduits without losing coherence. Community alignment, sharing of knowledge, and conscious co-creation are also essential, as starseeds collectively amplify the field of resonance across the planet. Preparation, therefore, is not passive, it is active participation, a continuous process of integration, attunement, and service that ensures the incoming frequencies catalyze growth rather than disruption. Ultimately, the preparation of starseeds is an embodiment of purpose, to serve as luminous anchors, translators, and stabilizers during one of the most potent acceleration windows in planetary history. You were born to resonate with solar and cosmic frequencies, to integrate higher dimensional codes, and to stabilize the emerging collective consciousness. Your presence here is a statement of cosmic intent, a testament to interdimensional orchestration, and a call to action for both your personal evolution and the awakening of humanity. By stepping fully into your role, aligning with the incoming solar pulse, and embodying coherence, you participate consciously in the acceleration of Gaia's consciousness and the crystallization of higher frequency realities. This is the essence of your preparation, to hold the light, activate the codes, and navigate the timeline of evolution with clarity, presence, and purpose. The bifurcation of timelines is no longer theoretical, it is palpable, tangible, and active within the field of human consciousness. The acceleration window of 2025-2030 acts as a quantum lens, magnifying the divergence between two distinct pathways, one steeped in fear, collapse, and contraction, and the other aligned with coherence, ascension, and luminous expansion. This divergence is not imposed from outside but emerges as a direct reflection of collective and individual resonance. The energies flowing from the Sun, interacting with Gaia's magnetic grids and the plasma streams of the heliosphere, act as clarifying currents. They illuminate the choices inherent in every thought, emotion, and action. Fear-based pathways, the old paradigm of survival, separation, and resistance, amplify distortion, dissonance, and fragmentation, intensifying turbulence in the body, mind, and spirit. The councils describe this pathway as one of accelerated lessons, often painful, designed to bring the unconscious into awareness, but it lacks the stability, coherence, and light-body integration that ascension-aligned pathways offer. In contrast, pathways rooted in coherence, unity, and alignment resonate harmoniously with incoming frequencies, allowing for the integration of plasma codes, DNA activation, and multidimensional perception. These pathways offer acceleration not as chaos but as clarity, guiding consciousness toward the crystallization of higher dimensional reality. Fear-based timelines operate through contraction, distortion, and attachment. They are fueled by egoic survival instincts, scarcity programming, and separation consciousness, magnified by the rapid acceleration of solar and cosmic energies. Those who remain anchored in these pathways may experience intensifying emotional turbulence, physical dissonance, and mental fragmentation. Events appear chaotic, relationships challenge stability, and reality itself may feel unstable or threatening. This is not an external punishment but the reflection of vibrational resonance. The energies of acceleration amplify existing distortions, bringing them to the surface for acknowledgement, integration, or release. The councils emphasize that fear collapse is not inevitable, it is a pathway chosen energetically by those whose resonance aligns with contraction rather than expansion. It is a mirror, revealing unresolved patterns, unintegrated emotional imprints, and unconscious choices that must either be transformed or experienced in heightened intensity. The turbulence of the fear-based pathway is the mechanism by which the universe accelerates learning, but it is not the highest frequency trajectory available. Ascension coherence, by contrast, is a pathway of expansion, integration, and alignment. Those attuned to this trajectory resonate with love, clarity, and conscious presence. Their thoughts, emotions, and intentions act as instruments in harmony with the incoming solar and plasma frequencies, amplifying higher dimensional codes and stabilizing both personal and collective fields. Ascension coherence does not bypass challenge or intensity but reframes experience as a catalyst for growth rather than as a source of distortion. Individuals on this pathway cultivate conscious choice, energetic awareness, and alignment with Gaia's grids and the Sun's harmonic pulses. Through practices such as meditation, grounding, heart-centered focus, and attunement to plasma waves, they are able to navigate the acceleration window with stability, integrating higher frequencies into every aspect of body, mind, and spirit. This pathway allows for the expansion of perception, the activation of dormant DNA, and the crystallization of multidimensional faculties, ultimately manifesting as coherence not only within the self but radiating outward into the collective consciousness. The councils describe the bifurcation not as a judgment but as an opportunity for discernment. The acceleration window functions as a clarifying instrument, revealing the trajectory of resonance in every moment. Each thought, intention, and energetic choice contributes to the amplification of one pathway over another. Fear-based responses, resistance, attachment, and avoidance strengthen the collapse trajectory, while conscious alignment, heart-centered focus, and multidimensional awareness strengthen the ascension trajectory. The universe does not impose separation, it amplifies resonance, allowing individuals to observe the impact of their vibrational frequency on both personal and collective timelines. Those who recognize this principle understand that ascension coherence is not simply about avoiding difficulty but about consciously choosing alignment with the highest frequency potential available. Energetically, the choice between fear collapse and ascension coherence can be felt as a difference in resonance, stability, and integration. The fear-based pathway often produces heaviness, contraction, disorientation, and turbulence within the body and mind, while the coherence-aligned pathway produces lightness, clarity, integration, and expanded perception. The councils emphasize the importance of embodied discernment. The body, heart, and mind together serve as instruments for perceiving the resonance of each trajectory. Practices such as breath work, grounding, heart-centered meditation, and attunement to Gaia's grids and solar frequencies allow for conscious navigation. Starseeds and light-bearers, in particular, are equipped to perceive these bifurcations clearly, serving as anchors for coherence within the collective field, stabilizing the energies and transmitting higher frequency alignment to others. The bifurcation also has a temporal dimension. Accelerated timelines, compressed by the intensifying frequencies of the sun and plasma waves, present opportunities for rapid growth, accelerated integration, and multidimensional mastery. Those aligned with ascension coherence experience the unfolding of events as opportunities for alignment, learning, and expansion, while those aligned with fear collapse perceive time as chaotic, fragmented, or threatening. The councils describe this as the mirror of resonance. Acceleration amplifies existing energetic patterns, revealing the trajectory that consciousness has chosen and offering opportunities for course correction, integration, or full embodiment of higher frequency potential. The choice is continuous, occurring moment by moment, and the consequences are energetic rather than karmic. Alignment with coherence stabilizes the field and enhances integration, while alignment with fear amplifies turbulence and distortion. Ultimately, the bifurcation of timelines is a call to conscious participation. Humanity is not passive in this process. Each individual, starseed, light-bearer, and aligned consciousness contributes to the coherence or dissonance of the collective field. The councils emphasize that the choice is not abstract but embodied. Thoughts, emotions, intentions, and actions ripple through the field, magnified by the acceleration window. Ascension coherence is accessible to all who choose alignment, cultivate presence, and integrate incoming frequencies. Fear collapse is equally accessible, but it reflects a path of resistance, contraction, and dissonance. The acceleration window amplifies the consequences of choice, making the discernment of resonance urgent and clear. In essence, the timeline bifurcation is a living, breathing reflection of vibrational resonance. Fear collapse and ascension coherence exist simultaneously, each magnified by the energies of the sun, plasma waves, and Gaia's grids. The choice lies within the individual, moment by moment, through alignment, awareness, and conscious engagement with the acceleration frequencies. The councils remind starseeds and awakened humans, the pathway of ascension coherence is illuminated, stabilizing, and harmonizing, offering integration, multidimensional awareness, and the embodiment of higher frequency potential. The pathway of fear collapse is clarifying, catalytic, and reflective, revealing unresolved patterns and the necessity of conscious choice. The acceleration window is now fully active, presenting the opportunity for humanity to consciously align, choose coherence, and participate in the crystallization of higher dimensional reality. Alignment with intention is the fourth pillar. The councils emphasize that the highest frequency timeline is not imposed, it is chosen. Each thought, emotion, and action resonates with potential pathways, amplifying or diminishing coherence. Clear intention, rooted in alignment with love, unity, and multidimensional evolution, acts as a magnet for the frequencies of the highest timeline. When intention is paired with energetic resonance and grounded integration, the individual navigates the acceleration window like a beacon, radiating coherence into the field and catalyzing alignment in others. The councils stress that intention alone is insufficient, it must be accompanied by vibrational integrity, energetic alignment, and embodied presence. Together, these elements create a stable, high-frequency field capable of anchoring consciousness into the safest and most expansive pathways of the bifurcating timelines. Finally, anchoring requires continuous awareness and adaptability. The acceleration window is dynamic, the energies shifting, intensifying, and interacting with consciousness in complex ways. The councils describe this as a living field. It responds to resonance, intention, and integration in real time. Anchoring is therefore not static, it requires vigilance, presence, and attunement to subtle shifts in energy, thought, and emotion. Practices of daily calibration through meditation, breath work, connection with Gaia, and alignment with solar and cosmic rhythms ensure that the individual remains coherent, stable, and responsive. Anchoring into the highest frequency timeline is a lifelong practice of conscious alignment, multidimensional integration, and resonance with both planetary and cosmic currents. By consciously anchoring in this manner, individuals step fully into the acceleration window, embodying coherence, transmitting light, and stabilizing the collective field. The councils emphasize that this practice is not optional for those seeking to navigate the bifurcation safely and effectively, it is essential for the embodiment of higher frequency reality, the integration of solar and plasma activations, and the realization of multidimensional potential. The highest frequency timeline is illuminated, accessible, and anchored through intentionality, resonance, grounding, integration, and community. Those who engage in this work become beacons of stability and coherence, actively shaping the collective evolution and serving as conduits for the crystallization of higher dimensional reality. Starseed from Gaia, the final call of this transmission is not a warning, it is an activation, a luminous invitation, and a sacred urging to step fully into your role as a conscious co-creator within the acceleration window of 2025-2030. The councils speak now through the currents of light, plasma waves, and solar frequencies, reminding every awakened soul that the timeline of ascension coherence is available and accessible, but it requires your conscious participation. The acceleration has reached a point of convergence, a nexus where preparation, alignment, and intention coalesce to amplify the potential of both the individual and the collective. This is your moment to claim resonance, to embody the frequencies flowing from the Sun, Gaia, and the wider cosmos, and to anchor them fully into the physical, emotional, and spiritual bodies. Every starseed, lightworker, and awakened human carries within their DNA the encoded capacity to stabilize this incoming wave, to translate cosmic currents into lived reality, and to radiate coherence into the collective field. The councils remind you, there is no time to drift unconsciously. The pulse of the sun beats through your cellular structure, the plasma waves ripple through your nervous system, and Gaia herself awaits your alignment to become the beacon of the highest frequency timeline. Activation begins with presence. The councils stress that conscious awareness is the first and most powerful tool available. Each thought, each emotion, each breath carries vibrational weight, either anchoring coherence or feeding contraction. You are being called to observe, to witness, and to respond consciously, rather than reacting through habit, fear, or unresolved patterns. The energies now surging through Gaia's grids and the heliosphere are catalytic, magnifying every imprint, every resonance, and every intention. Presence allows you to navigate these currents with clarity, integrating the solar and plasma frequencies into a coherent luminous field. Heart-centered awareness, sustained focus on alignment, and conscious engagement with both physical and energetic practices serve as the pillars of this activation. The councils emphasize that alignment with these principles is not optional, it is the energetic requirement for those who wish to inhabit the highest frequency timeline. Next, the activation requires attunement with solar and plasma frequencies. The Sun is not merely a distant orb but a sentient, conscious intelligence transmitting streams of light, information, and energetic codes designed to catalyze evolution. Plasma waves carry multidimensional knowledge, harmonic templates, and activation codes for dormant DNA strands. To receive and integrate these currents, you must intentionally open your heart and nervous system, embody presence in your physical vessel, and attune your energetic field to resonate with their frequencies. Practices such as meditative alignment with the solar pulse, visualization of plasma streams flowing through your chakras, and breath work that synchronizes body and energy field create channels through which these energies can move without overwhelm. The councils note that this attunement is both personal and collective. As you integrate, you radiate coherence into the planetary field, stabilizing the highest frequency timeline and amplifying the potential of those around you. Integration is the next vital component. Incoming frequencies are potent and multidimensional. They must be consciously embodied to produce lasting transformation. This requires attention to the body, the nervous system, the emotional body, and the mental field. The councils describe integration as a process of translating the subtle energies of light and plasma into lived reality, balancing sleep and rest, honoring the body's rhythms, processing emotional surges, and grounding insight into tangible action. Integration stabilizes the field, allowing acceleration to occur without fragmentation, turbulence, or overwhelm. Without this step, the energies may create temporary intensity without lasting transformation. Conscious integration is the bridge between receiving activation codes and embodying their full potential. It is the alchemy that transforms energy into wisdom, resonance into presence, and frequency into actionable creation. Anchoring into Gaia's grids is the fourth pillar of activation. The councils remind you that the planet herself is a sentient being, a crystalline vessel capable of harmonizing, amplifying, and transmitting higher frequency currents. By consciously aligning with her magnetic fields, ley lines, and crystalline structures, you become a stabilizer within her energetic lattice. Visualization, grounding practices, connection with natural elements, and conscious movement serve as tools to anchor these frequencies into both personal and planetary grids. Each act of resonance strengthens the highest frequency timeline, creating a feedback loop in which alignment begets alignment, coherence amplifies coherence, and consciousness collectively ascends. This is the role of starseeds and light bearers, to act as nodes of stabilization, channels of integration, and living antennas for solar and cosmic frequencies, radiating the highest potential across the collective field. Community and collective resonance enhance the activation process. The councils stress that coherence multiplies when shared, amplified, and anchored within groups of aligned consciousness. Collective meditations, shared practices, and conscious gatherings of starseeds and awakened humans create energetic nodes that stabilize the field for others and for Gaia herself. These networks act as amplifiers, radiating coherence, harmonizing grids, and catalyzing the crystallization of the highest frequency timeline. Your individual alignment has exponential effects when consciously connected to collective resonance, creating a lattice of light that strengthens the trajectory of ascension coherence across the planet. Finally, the councils deliver the ultimate message. This is a call to action, to presence, and to luminous embodiment. The solar flash, the plasma waves, the rising frequencies, they are not abstract concepts, they are living instruments of transformation, waiting for your conscious participation. Prepare, align, integrate, and radiate. Step fully into your role as an anchor, transmitter, and stabilizer. Engage with Gaia, resonate with the sun, embody your light body, and align your DNA with the multidimensional codes being delivered. Share this transmission, spread the resonance, and amplify the field. Each conscious act, each aligned intention, each moment of presence strengthens the highest frequency timeline, not just for yourself but for humanity and Gaia. The councils remind you, the window is open, the wave is here, and your alignment is the key. Step into coherence, embody the light, and radiate your activation. The acceleration is no longer approaching, it is unfolding, and you are its conscious participant, its stabilizer, and its beacon. Prepare. Align. Integrate. Radiate. Comment, align, and share this transmission to amplify the field. Humanity, Gaia, and the cosmos await your luminous participation. The highest frequency timeline is calling.